Saber?
Tell me, why did you break your promise to me last night? You promised me that if you thought you were in danger, you'd summon me.
Ah!
I seem to recall that you and I made a little agreement to meet on the roof today.
Yeah,
What happened? Did you just forget?
what the?
I can take it from here, Ryder. Oh, don't look at me like that. It would appear to me that you've been forced against your will to become a master too, right? Which means we're both in the same boat. I could care less about all of this. I have no desire to have any part of these ridiculous Grail Wars.
Then why'd you put up that barrier? You can't tell me you don't want to fight when you're putting up something like that!
I'm sure you're aware we have a Magus here at school by the name of Tosaka, right? I simply thought that with her around, it's best to take some defensive measures.
That's more than a defense tactic.
Oh, come on now, Emiya. You know that I hate to fight. I mean, really. How long have we been friends now, since we were just kids, right? What has it been? 2 years since you were last here?
Hey.
Oh, I'm more comfortable if she stays. But I understand. I'm afraid of your servant, too.
You know, if you're trying to create some trust between us, you're not doing a very good job.
If you want to summon your own servant, go right ahead. Actually, that's a good idea. We put all our cards on the table and show each other what we've got. I've shown you mine, so the least you could do is show me yours.
No way. If I keep her away, you don't get hurt, so let's leave it at that.
You're just as worthless as ever, Emiya. Fine then. I'll get straight to the point. I think you and I should work together, Emiya. I may have become a master, but to be honest with you, I am far from experienced, so I'd like to join forces with someone I can trust.
First, I've got some questions of my own. I want to know about Mitsuzuri. Who attacked her?
Of course. I heard what happened. I feel terrible for the poor girl. It sounds to me like she was attacked by someone's servant. I hope it goes without saying that we had nothing to do with that.
Okay. Next question. I want to know how it is that you were chosen to be a master.
The Mato family is a Magi family.
Since when?
A long time ago. Our powers have since dried up. No one in our family is currently a Magi. We study the lore, but that's about it.
Wait, don't tell me Sakura has studied sorcery too!
You really don't know anything, do you? When there are two children, it's the eldest son who becomes the heir. The general rule is that those who aren't chosen as successors are either raised ignorant of magic or adopted out.
I get it. So that means Sakura's not involved in any of this Grail War stuff.
No, but it does mean I can't use magic and you don't know its history, which makes us the perfect partners. Together we could take out our most imminent threat, that being Tosaka. Well?
Tosaka?
Yes, of course. First of all, she seems to trust you, which is good. Secondly, I'm lacking a magic circuit, which means I can't be detected by other Magi. So, if the two of us join forces, taking out Tosaka would become quite simple.
Wait a minute. Tosaka said she was able to sense the presence of another Magus at school. If it wasn't you she was picking up on...
Then that means somewhere within our school there's a fourth master. Interesting.
Another one.
I have to say, I think you're crazy to go on trusting Tosaka the way you do. Personally, I think it's likely she's the one who attacked Mitsuzuri. Emiya?
I think this talk is over. I know a time will come when I have to fight Tosaka, but right now she's someone I can trust and I want to keep it that way.
That's your choice. I'll just sit back and watch how things play out then.
Guess I won't be able to help you, Shinji. I'm sorry.
You know what? As a show of good faith, let me give you a bit of information. I don't know who this person is, but I'm told a master has set up shop in Ryudo Temple.
Ryudo Temple? That's Issei's house!
According to my servant, there's a witch up there who's been gathering souls in very large quantities. I have no intention of making a move on her. You have my word.
She's gathered a lot of souls, huh? is what he said back there about Ryudo Temple? Is that true? Never mind. That was dumb. I forgot that basically I'm still your enemy.
What he said about there being a witch on that mountain is true. If you choose to go up against her, be careful. She's exceptionally well versed in the workings of a man's mind.
Thanks for the warning. Hey, do me a favor. Keep an eye on Shinji for me. He's not really the fighting kind. Try to keep him safe if you can.
You have a very kind heart, don't you?
A master at Ryudo Temple.
The light's green, Emiya.
Huh? Issei?
What's wrong? What were you staring at the mountain for?
Issei, have you noticed anything strange going on around the temple lately?
Change is constant up there. After all, we've got over 50 monks in training living together. But that said, change never reaches the level of drama. The mountain is a tranquil place, all day, every day. However, there is this attractive woman that my father has been giving lodging to lately. It's put all the monks a bit on edge.
Well, who is she? Is she a nun?
No, her circumstances are a bit unique. She's got a wedding day coming up and father is letting her use a room until then. She's exceptionally beautiful, even enough to catch my eye. Did I just say that out loud? This is the problem with women. Be gone, sexual
it's green
desires.
now.
I don't need you.
Well, see ya, Issei.
I must improve my lax form of discipline. Cuts!
I'm home!
Just why are you so late, Shiro?
Were you out goofing off? The two of us were sitting here worried sick that you might have been attacked again.
Oh, Tosaka, you're here too. I guess that's good. You're just the person I want to talk to.
There's a master at Ryudo Temple?
Yeah, apparently she's some witch who's been collecting souls. She might be the one who's behind all the attacks lately.
Tell me, just how much of what this Shinji Mato person tells you do you think you can actually rely on?
I'm afraid I don't really know. But that woman that Issei's father is letting board up there has me a bit worried.
I thought the talent pool in the Mato family had dried up a long time ago. Wait a sec. If he had access to a grimoire, then that could explain how he became a master. So tell me, Shiro, what was your answer, huh? He asked you to join forces with him, didn't he?
Yeah, I turned him down. I just felt that no matter what I decide to do, I should probably run it by you.
That is the right thing.
Or maybe I jumped the gun when I turned him down. That it?
Whatever. Shinji asked you to join up with him personally. If that's what you want to do, it's not my place to complain.
If what Shinji said is true, he's not gonna be a serious threat. Even Ryder ended up being a lot nicer than I expected her to be. I mean, Lancer and that Berserker guy, they really seemed like epic heroes to me. They were totally the real deal. But Ryder, I didn't really get that feeling from her. There was something about her that seems different from the other servants I've met.
I'm not sure I get what you're saying. Perhaps you could explain this, Rin.
Well, I can try and explain the theory behind it. A master and their servant tend to be cut from the same cloth. In other words, if a master is pure of heart, then the servant he or she summons will be of a similar inclination. If the master carries deep psychological wounds, then their servant will also carry those same scars. A master with a twisted mind will quite often call up a servant with a vicious taste for blood. What Shiro was probably picking up on was that there seems to be a huge disparity between this particular master and servant. But keep in mind, we can't trust anything we hear from either Shinji or Ryder. I have no idea what kind of master this woman is, but it makes no sense to set up camp in a remote place like Ryudo Temple. None.
I have to disagree with you on that point. That temple sits on an old spiritual ley line that makes it a perfect place for anyone who wants to gather souls.
Wait a minute! If Ryudo Temple is such a key location, then explain to me why everyone else in the Grail Wars is ignoring it!
Because a barrier has been raised over the mountain. It has no effect on normal humans, but if we servants were to set foot inside that compound, our abilities would decrease dramatically.
This sure is a tricky one. The chances of Shiro and me beating that witch on our own are pretty much slim to none.
By the way...
What is it, Shiro? Something wrong?
I don't know, something's been bugging me all night long and I can't put my finger on it. Something just doesn't quite add up.
Do you think it's important?
Maybe. I don't know. Let me get back to you on it.
At any rate, now that we've determined there's a master on that mountain, I think we should attack as soon as possible. Shiro!
No way. We're better off leaving her alone for now.
That's absurd! What have I been resting for if not for this?
If this woman is as cautious and thorough as we think she is, she's bound to have set traps in there. If we charge in there without a plan, it's suicide.
These kinds of risks are to be expected. Listen,
Actually, I agree with Shiro on this.
Rin.
If we stroll onto an opponent's turf, we will need to first ascertain what sort of servant we'll be dealing with. And besides, Archer still hasn't healed enough to take on a task of this size.
Good. Then it's settled. Right, Saber?
Well, now that we've put that little matter to bed for the time being,
What's that bag for?
if you don't mind, I would like to pick out my own room.
What?
I'll be staying here for a while. It'll make working together so much easier. I'll need to set up a workshop, too.
Wait
Do you have any beakers or glasses
Get
that I
back
can use?
here!
I
Damn
left
it,
mine
are
at
you
home.
listening
They were
to
just
me?
too much for me to
No,
carry.
not there! That place is
Hey,
off
look!
limits!
It's a guest house!
As you know, if I were to completely seal off the entire temple, I would obstruct the power of the ley line. As a result, the only place I am unable to protect with the barrier is the path that leads directly to the temple. I've driven off several servants already. Nevertheless, as things progress, enemy attacks will only grow even stronger. Do not falter in your defense of the gate.
I understand. I will do my best to live up to the faith you've placed in me.
Okay, I think that I'll be able to make do with this.
Hold on. I never said I was okay with you moving in here.
Hey, do you mind showing me how that air conditioner works?
What does it take to get through that head of yours?
While we're talking about rooms, I too have a request. I think it's imperative that I sleep in the same room as you do.
What are you talking about? How do you expect me to sleep with the girl lying next to me?
It's a servant's job to protect her master while he sleeps. I can't
A
protect
servant
you
is
if I'm
just
not
a
in the
servant.
same room.
There really is no need to
What
treat
I'm
them like they're
trying to
human
say is-
beings.
Forget
But
it.
I guess there's no use in telling that to Shiro.
Hold on. Just when did you start calling me by my first name?
Oh, did I?
Maybe what's been bugging me all night is you calling me by my first name.
I'd prefer if you didn't change the subject. We've yet to reach an agreement as to which room I'll be staying in.
The answer is still no. If you don't drop this, I'm gonna use one of my command seals and force you to drop it.
You only have 3 of those, remember? It would be incredibly foolish to use one of those commands to force me not to protect you. How can I defend you if we come under attack?
I don't believe that's something you'll need to worry about. I've put a barrier in place over the entire compound. It will immediately detect any form of sneak attack, giving you sufficient time to rush to his side and protect him.
There you go. So can we move on, Saber?
What do you say we each take turns making dinner? I'll be happy to make it tonight as a thank you for letting me stay.
Are you really gonna live here?
Now, regarding our future course of action...
Would you answer me?
Assuming that for now we put Ryder and the witch at Ryudo Temple on the back burner, our most pressing problem then becomes Eliasfield von Einsburn and Berserker.
Berserker.
For the time being, we need to consider her as our greatest obstacle. Not only was she able to summon a first-rate epic hero, she's also powerful enough to command him.
You have a point. To do that requires a tremendous amount of mana.
Exactly. I hate to admit it, but her abilities as a master are light years beyond ours. They just are.
From what I've been told, Archer has the eyes of a hawk. Perhaps it's best if we have him keep watch over the compound's perimeter.
That was my plan. Of course, if we're attacked by Berserker, our only real option is to run for our lives. What's the matter, Shiro? Are you hungry?
No, I'm not hungry. I thought you said you had no intention of getting friendly with us.
Huh? Oh, now I get it.
Get what?
You don't have to worry. I promise I won't steal your precious saber from you.
What are you talking about? Hey, watch what you're doing with that knife!
What? Am I wrong? My bad then. Emiya-senpai! Hello there. Why is she wearing that apron?
Yeah, about that. It's a long story.
I too am going to be staying here for a while.
You see, certain events have transpired, and I just thought that it might be best for Tosaka to stay here for a little while, too. But don't worry, I don't think it's gonna be for very long!
This is something that Shiro and I have decided together. It's kind of irreversible now. Do you get what I'm trying to say, Miss Mato? Actually, no, I don't understand. I'm trying to tell you that Shiro no longer needs you to look after him. Further visits from you will just be an intrusion. It's in your best interest to stay away. I don't believe you. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid what Tosaka-senpai is saying just doesn't make sense to me. Hey, just what are you doing? I'm gonna use your kitchen now, senpai. I hope that's all right.
Actually, Tosaka already started dinner. That was crazy. I don't think I've ever heard Sakura snap back like that.
The chances of this house becoming a battleground are incredibly high. All I was trying to do was warn her that it's best for her to avoid this place.
That's what you were trying to do? Here I was thinking you were just being mean.
Shiro! I'm ready for dinner now! Miss Tosaka! What are you doing here?
Well, she's gonna be staying here for a little while too, I guess.
Another boarder, huh? That makes sense. There's plenty of room. Hold on! You're bringing another girl in here? First you bring home a stranger, and now you bring home a classmate. What is this, some kind of cheesy sitcom you got going on here? Let me tell you something. Sensei, I think you made your point. Ugh, that's it. Your jig is up. I'd be happy to help out if you'd like.
Yes, please. Someone with diplomacy would be a big help.
As you wish. Stand back and let me show you how it's done. Go ahead, clear all you want, Missy. You don't scare me. As a teacher, I won't tolerate a male and female student sharing a house together. I understand, but the fact is, my house is undergoing a complete renovation right now. I had thought about living out of a hotel while the construction is being done. But when I mentioned my situation to Emiya, he was kind enough to offer me a place here. Well, that does sound like something Shiro would do. Living out of a hotel would be such a waste of money, not to mention incredibly inappropriate for a student. When two students stay together, there's also a greater chance to help each other with their studies. I understand your situation. However, it's not right for a young man and woman of no relation to live under the same roof. Emiya and Saber have been living under the same roof for a while now, and that doesn't seem to have presented any sort of problem. Or perhaps you're suggesting that Emiya is the kind of person who would make unwelcome advances towards me. Don't be rude! Shiro is a fine young man! He'd never dream of doing anything unseemly to another girl! Then we don't have a problem. I too have the utmost faith in Emiya. I just lost an argument to a student! Well, I should probably be going too.
Sure. I'm sorry about all the mix-up tonight.
Don't worry. It's okay. I also have complete faith in you. Good night.
Shiro. Regarding the witch at Ryudo Temple, you sure you won't reconsider?
You haven't let that go? I said no already! It's clearly a trap!
I was never naive enough to think that we could achieve victory unscathed. I don't care how much damage my body takes. As long as I have my head, I can continue to fight.
Are you crazy? Why would you want to do something you know is gonna get you hurt? Listen, I'm sorry, but as your master, I just can't allow you to be put in that situation.
Getting injured is part of being a servant. I will not tolerate a master who avoids battle just because he's afraid for my safety.
Disapprove of me all you want, but I won't send you into battle when you're not even healed yet.
I'm well enough to handle this fight. Please don't concern yourself with my health.
When you went up against Berserker, he wiped the floor with you. Is it your objective to get both of us killed again? Sorry, but I'd like to avoid dying again if you don't mind.
You are beginning to behave like a coward, Shiro.
Whatever. We aren't attacking anyone for now, so drop it, okay?
Very well then, if that is what my master wishes. Shiro, you are so naive. Such sentiments just make you pray for other masters.
my enemy.
Fate, stay night. Next time, Elegance in the Moonlight.
I think you and I should work together, Enya.
Another one.
You have a very kind heart, don't you?
What's that bag for?
If you don't mind, I would like to pick out my own room.
While we're talking about rooms, I too have a request. I think it's imperative that I sleep in the same room as you do.
What are you talking about?
Hold on! You're bringing another girl in here?
Shiro, you are so naive. Such sentiments just make you pray for other masters. Just who are you?
I'm a servant of the assassin class, Kojiro Sasaki.
Very shrewd of you. Having given me your name, as a knight, I am obligated to return the courtesy. So then, Kojiro, allow me to introduce myself. My name is...
That won't be necessary. Well then. You're an adversary who feels obligated to give her own name. I guess that makes me the one with bad manners, doesn't it? Personally, names aren't something I find to be relevant. You see, for people like us, only our swords need to know our opponents. That's the true role of a servant, isn't it? Do you not agree, my honorable saber servant?
No, you're right. I agree with you completely.
Very well then. Let's start doing our jobs then, shall we?
What the? Why does my chest hurt? Saber. She's not even here! I can't believe she would do this.
You're proving to be quite difficult. I would never have thought that an invisible blade would prove to be this much trouble. My sword style is exceptionally brutal. If you were an average opponent, I would have taken your head with my very first blow. The fact that you've lasted this long fills my heart with enormous joy. But something seems to be amiss. That can't be all you've got. I find it hard to believe that your invisible blade is just a gimmick.
I'm not here to talk, I'm here to fight!
I think I've accurately measured your blade. I'm guessing 1 shaku long and 1 sun wide.
Man, she's so freaking stubborn!
You believe that in the short time we've been fighting, and without using any magic, you were able to successfully measure my weapon?
The time has come, Saber. Stop playing and show me the true extent of your abilities.
Are you trying to suggest that I've been holding back against you?
Are you trying to suggest that you haven't? I don't know what your reasons are, but it's insulting to be attacked by someone whose sword is still sheathed. Guess I'll just have to take care of that myself. If you're reluctant to show me your true capacity, then I'll just have to show you my own. Raise your sword, or you will most definitely die, Saber. Secret technique. Turning Swallow Strike! Well, you blocked it.
I must admit, your master is an exceptionally clever one. He used Saber as a decoy to allow you to slip into my encampment.
Say what you will. I am simply acting in accordance with my master's wishes.
One of the 3 knight servants would be another issue, but when it comes to a rider servant, I am more than capable.
Crap!
A swallow senses disturbances in the air and changes its flight path accordingly. To prevent this, you simply close off all avenues of escape. The first strike attacks the swallow. The second strike slashes the evading fledgling in half. However, swallows are nimble creatures. To succeed at this, the 2 strokes must be made almost simultaneously.
It seems to me you're oversimplifying the technique you just used. When you struck, your sword genuinely was in 2 places at once. It's known as multidimensional refraction. No magic was even required, yet you still achieved something like a noble phantasm.
Yes, but unfortunately my footing was bad. The key to the turning swallow strike lies within the 3rd blow. If the steps here were slightly wider, I would have been able to land a horizontal strike as well. I had cursed my fate for being summoned into this material world, but tonight that is all over. This is the sword match I never had while I was alive. If this world grants me just one opportunity to utilize everything I know, then being summoned here will be worth it after all.
Very well, then. It seems you are definitely not an adversary that I can hold back against.
So, does that mean your head is finally in the game, Saber?
Let's see how you fare against my own attack! Prepare yourself, assassin servant!
What is that?
Saber!
Typhoon Force Wind Saber. Very impressive. But there's more to it than this, isn't there? Come on. Show me what you have in that light. Do it, Saber!
What's going on? What's up with this wind? Is she trying to keep me away? Is this Saber's mana? This is crazy! She's not even fully healed yet! Saber! Who's there?
Delay your strike, Saber. It appears someone is spying on your sword technique. If we continue, this fight will no longer be between the two of us.
Wait! Assassin, you intend to leave this fight unfinished?
If you cross the temple's gate, I will finish what we started. But unfortunately, my orders only extend that far. Besides, the fact that this match was interrupted turned out to be quite lucky for you, didn't it? Someone has come for you, Saber, so I suggest you turn and leave before our uninvited spectator decides to turn his attention to the boy.
Saber! Damn it, Saber! What? Are you okay? Seeing her sleep like this makes me forget how mad I am at her.
Oh, so this is where you like to have your fun. Interesting hobby.
Tosaka!
Don't let me stop you. Go right ahead.
No! It's not what it looks like. I was just trying to get Saber to her room. I mean, I had to carry her. You can see that's what I was doing, right?
Oh, sure. Of course I can.
No, you can't, you big fat liar. Stop being so condescending to me.
Saber went off to fight alone, didn't she? And let me guess, you went there to stop her.
Yeah.
I'll carry her to her room. Why don't you take care of making us some tea?
You want tea?
I'd like to hear what happened to you two this evening. And please use my tea set. It's in the back of the cupboard to the right.
Yeah, sure. Hope I did it right.
How's it coming, Shiro?
I'm almost done.
Looks good, thank you.
Why's she here? I thought she was still sleeping.
No, her body had just temporarily shut down. She came to a few minutes ago. It's not like she was in a deep sleep or anything.
Okay. Saber, why did you have to go and sneak out like that?
I went to Ryudo Temple to see who was there and ended up fighting an assassin servant. But it wasn't long into the fight that we both sensed the presence of a third servant, and we called the whole fight off.
That's not what I was asking you. Why did you have to go there and fight in the first place?
Servants fight, Shiro. It's what we do. So, perhaps you should explain to me why my master tells me to avoid fighting.
Well, the only reason I do that is...
Do you really think that you can survive the Grail Wars without having me fight?
No, I can't stand by and let a girl get hurt. That kind of thing just doesn't sit right with me.
I'm a warrior, Shiro. It's what I'm here for. I'm not some kind of frail woman you have to protect. I suggest you take back what you said immediately.
Listen, Saber, I know you're strong, okay? You don't need to prove that. But you need to start looking at the big picture as well.
Interesting, because I think you're the one who isn't seeing the big picture.
Think what you want, but I'd rather go into battle myself than make you fight for me.
Any defense you conjure up would be no stronger than a sheet of paper.
Geez, that's a little harsh, don't you think, Saber?
You continually underestimate the power of a servant. Do you really think so highly of yourself to believe that you could actually defeat an epic hero?
You're not understanding him, Saber. He isn't underestimating servants at all. His reasoning is quite simple. He just doesn't ever want to see you get hurt. Right?
No, that's not true at all. I don't care about...
You realize that you're no match for a servant, don't you? See, he just doesn't want to see you get hurt. So he'll fight even though he knows it's crazy. He knows that he won't win, but he tries to win all the same. The fact that he might die doesn't even cross his mind. He simply values the lives of others more than he values his very own.
Shiro.
Now what is it?
If you're going to insist on fighting, then I will allow it. However, I am only going to agree to this arrangement under one condition.
Fine, just get to the point already.
You must take up sword training. Whenever your schedule permits, you and I will meet and I will teach you how to use that weapon. If you agree to this condition, then I will agree to let you fight.
Are you saying that from now on, I'm gonna be the one who's doing all the fighting?
Forget it! Just by teaching Shiro how to use a sword doesn't mean he'll be able to go up against a servant. That's ridiculous!
But it's better than knowing nothing at all. At the very least, I can teach him how to keep his cool during battle. Anything beyond that depends entirely upon your own determination.
Trust me, I've got plenty of determination.
Listen, idiot, you're in no position to be taking extracurricular sword classes.
You're right, Rin, but we're in a war now. And it's extremely important that he experiences what death in the throes of battle truly entails, and not just once, because Shiro needs to become accustomed to it as often as possible. It's time for me to turn in. Shiro, you should get some rest too. Tomorrow morning in the dojo, I'm going to work you till you bleed. Good night.
Hey, Saber, hold on!
Well, now you've gone and made her serious.
You think she's serious, or just mad at me instead?
Hard to tell. But I guess you're free now to die your hero's death, and I promise to sit by your deathbed.
You're so generous. I'd sooner go into battle myself than to ever make you fight.
Next time, the Calm Interlude.